most sought-after amenities and services. Book your stay today at the EsquireHotel.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honey Hunters team store is your source for all the best looking t-shirts, hats, and Honey Hunters gear for you and kids. Even your dog. Look good, feel good, and better. It's always grip season at the Honey Hunters team store, Caroline Elm Park.
And welcome back into the Rockers pregame show, and welcome to everyone tuning in on YouTube today. This is a big day for the Rockers Baseball Network. A big shout out to Gastonia's technical director, Sam Robinson. Worked hard with him the last couple of times here to try to get it so that we could use a video feed and be able to bring Rockers Baseball via YouTube onto the Rockers Baseball Network for road games. And so a big shout out to Sam for all his hard work, and thank you to all of you tuning in today, both on MixLR and on YouTube today. Well, time to take a look around the Atlantic League as the Rockers pregame show continues. This has been a busy couple of days, and that's kind of what you expect as you go into the second half of the season. First off, yesterday, busy day for the Charleston Dirty Birds. Connor Justice announced his retirement yesterday. He was a shortstop that hit the Rockers really well this year. Struggled against some of the other teams, but hit well against High Point. Matt Sergey also announcing his retirement. And to counter it, they signed former High Point Rocker Joey Hennessy. Hennessy made his debut with Charleston last night. So Billy Horn just kind of cycling through former High Point Rockers as we go into the second half of the season. Other noticeable notes from around the league. Well, the Rockers have added Adam Taylor back again. He will be here for the majority of this week, I think with the exception of Thursday, he told me. Taylor will be here. And a busy week for the Genomes. They signed right-handed pitcher Mason McAllister, third baseman Gavin Johns, and right-hander Courtney Mack. They also released Jaron Shelby. Cleo Luis Rondon was given his release. And, of course, the Rockers released yesterday's starter Chris Rollins. We expected that to be a one-day thing. He did well for High Point, and maybe if they ever need a spot starter again, they may reach out to Rollins and ask if he would be able to help them out again. So that is a look at the transactions from around the Atlantic League. Now let's take a look at what the 4th of July schedule looks like here today. And with that in mind, happy 4th of July to each and every one of you today. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. Well, after the 5th inning, Genomes and Legends in game 1 of a doubleheader. 2-1 Genomes rather the score after 5 innings of play. Bottom of the 6th inning, Lancaster leads York 3-0. No hitter going on right now for the Lancaster Barnstormers into the bottom of the 6th. Ducks and Ferry Hawks just started, no score. And Charleston, Southern Maryland about to get underway, no score there yet either. So we'll go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups. That's coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network. The sound of a wood bat hitting the ball is the heartbeat of America. Well, we could not agree more with Mr. Tommy Lasorda, and we believe that we are celebrating accordingly here today. Happy 4th of July, everyone, and good evening from Caramount Health Park in Gastonia, North Carolina. Kendrick Fruits here with you as we are set for game number 66 of High Point Rockers baseball, which means that after tonight, we have hit the halfway point. Here's the way the Rockers line up, managed by Jamie Keefe today. Leading off in center field is Jay Gonzalez. Michael Martinez, the third baseman, hits in the number 2 spot. Logan Morrison at first base will hit third. Quincy Lattimore, the left fielder, bats cleanup. Jerry Downs at first base today will hit fifth. Tyler Ladendorf is the second baseman. He'll bat sixth. Adam Taylor in right field will hit seventh. Dakota Mulcahy behind the plate tonight, hitting eighth. Giovanni Alfonso gets the start at shortstop, and he's batting ninth. Player to watch today for the Rockers, well, it's Giovanni Alfonso. We are on record watch, as Alfonso needs just one hit to tie Stephen Cardulo for the most hits in Rockers history. So he's full in the middle of our spotlight today. The spotlight shines completely on Alfonso, especially in a game that, other than for wild card standings, really doesn't mean a whole lot for either of these teams as they get set for half number 2. Starting pitcher today for Gastonia, Jerry Keel, 4-2 with a 4.33 earned run average. This is his 12th start this season, 54 innings pitched, 31 runs, 26 of them earned, 66 hits, 34 strikeouts, 19 walks. Opponents have hit .299 against him, and he's allowed 9 home runs. But against the Rockers, he's looked like a completely different pitcher this year. 1-0 with a 1.64 earned run average. He's only allowed 2 earned in 11 innings, and opponents hitting .231 against him. So the big key for the Rockers today, what can they do with Jerry Keel? This is a Rockers team that looks a lot better than they did the last time they took on the Honey Hunters. So fingers crossed that we see that continue here today. It's the first game post-Johnny Field era. Of course, the star center fielder for the Rockers retiring yesterday. The Rockers feel like they're in good hands with Jay Gonzalez leading things off today. Ben Aklinski, who is not playing today, of course, probably needing a day off after running into the wall yesterday, is there as a backup as well. Keel delivers first pitch high and tight to Jay Gonzalez, and we are underway at 6:19 here on the 4th of July. Keel, the lefty, comes set, doesn't use the windup, delivers, and Gonzalez grounds this one foul. And the count goes to 1-1. It is warm here tonight. Chance of rain about 9 or 10 o'clock. But we feel like we should be in good shape for baseball here today. It is 89 degrees right now. Keel delivers 1-1. Gonzalez waves down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. First pitch time and weather brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Grandover, live, work, enjoy. Keel set, here comes the 1-2. Gonzalez grounds this one first base side, and again a foul ball. Gastonia with the white pants today, white jerseys, and they've gone with the gold caps today. Rockers for the 3rd game in a row wearing their red, white, and blues. Military appreciation jerseys available for auction right now on the Live Source app. Here comes the 1-2. Gonzalez chases low, strike 3. And that is the first out of the ball game. We'll set the Honey Hunters defensively. Zach Jarrett is in left field. Hurley Rodriguez is the center fielder. Jake Skoll is in right. Luis Roman at third base. Jack Reinheimer is the shortstop. Joseph Rosa at second base. Luis Castro at first base. Alex Holderbach is behind the plate. The Rockers jerseys, again, they're the gray pants today. They're the road team with the white base jerseys. Rockers in block letters across the chest. The stars portion of the flag on the right sleeve as Martinez lines this one foul. The stripes portion of the flag on the left sleeve. Michael Martinez hitting at .303 with a couple of home runs, 17 batted in. And here comes the pitch from Keel. Hit on the ground to second. Rosa gobbles it up on to first in time. And the first 2 Rockers are retired. Here's Logan Morrison hitting a .299, 8 home runs, 27 batted in. Rockers have been swinging some very powerful bats recently. This is a team that has homered in 9 consecutive ball games. Keel comes set at the belt and delivers that one low to Morrison. 1 ball, no strikes. Had a good June. Power numbers started to ramp up a little bit. On-base percentage was through the roof at times. Nobody really wanted to throw to Morrison for a large portion of the month. He takes a fast, it's a called strike, and the count 1-1. Nick Sempert is behind the plate tonight. Justin Burton, the first base umpire, and Marcus down the third side. To Morris off speed, and he's only able to foul it straight back. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wind is blowing out towards center field today. This is the beginning of 7 consecutive days with a game against the Gastonia Honey Hunters. 2 here at Caramont Health Park, then 2 at Truist Point, and then 2 more back here in Gastonia. Here comes a 1-2 to Moore. Keel looks in. And the lefty fires. Morrison chases it, just got a piece of it though, was able to stay alive. And it's now a ball and 2 strikes still. Crowd still filing in here at Caramont Health today. It's 4th of July celebrations here. Fireworks, I believe, following the game today. I know there are some tomorrow, but there are some today. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Here it comes, and Morrison takes just high and tight, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Austin Glorious, first base coach for the Rockers today, and once again, Albert Gonzalez down the third base side. 2-2 coming from Keel. Morrison chases the off-speed pitch down and away, strike 3. So Jerry Keel strikes out a pair, and we go to the bottom of inning number 1. Rockers 0, and Gastonia coming to bat next on the Rockers Baseball Network.
All right, folks, you have what it takes to be a winner tonight.
Another newcomer making his Rockers debut today, one that we are excited about. This is right-hander Liam O'Sullivan, pitching his first Rockers game, his first Atlantic League game of the season. Was a member of the Lexington Legends last year, going 4-1 with a 5.44 earned run average. And you got to remember, in the Atlantic League last year, a lot of ERAs kind of skewed upwards, so that's a big deal that he would post at a 5.44 in the sense that that was better than average. So, so you look at him more compared to the rest of the Atlantic League pitchers and less at his numbers isolated. And I think when you do that, you realize that he was definitely one of the better pitchers during his tenure in the Atlantic League last year. But 2 years ago, 2019, with the Somerset Patriots, 7-9 with a 2.96 earned run average, and I think that is the guy that we are hoping to see this year. And Liam O'Sullivan, Jamie Keefe did tell me, probably going to be on a bit of a low pitch count his first couple of times that he comes and gets the ball for the Rockers, simply because he's not built all the way up yet, but once he does, watch him work. So I would expect probably 65 to 70 pitches or so from O'Sullivan today. We'll see how things look during that span. The lineup for Gastonia, leading off Hurley Rodriguez, the center fielder. Jack Reinheimer is the shortstop. He'll bat in the number 2 spot. Joseph Rosa, the second baseman, hits third. Zach Jarrett in left field is the cleanup hitter. Luis Roman, the third baseman, hits fifth. Reese Hampton, the designated hitter, is in the 6th slot today, as O'Sullivan's first pitch is a rocker, a strike on the inside corner to Hurley Rodriguez. Batting 7th is Jake Skoll in right field. Luis Castro, the first baseman, bats 8th, and batting 9th is the second baseman, Alex Holderbach. Here comes an 0-1 to Rodriguez. O'Sullivan fires, lined right back up the middle, and that is a leadoff base hit for Rodriguez. First hit of the game for either side. The Honey Hunter leadoff man, and that'll bring up Jack Reinheimer. 285, 7 home runs, 39 batted in. The big key this year, or this series for the Rockers, is not so much one individual player, but it's an aspect of Gastonia's game. You look at the numbers the Honey Hunters are putting up in the stolen base department, it is insanity. They are certainly making a run at the Atlantic League record for stolen bases, 146 already. That pitch a strike to Reinheimer, 0-1. So the big question is these guys that get on first base, can the Rockers minimize the running game? Because you're not going to stop it, but can you at least delay it or minimize it a little bit? O'Sullivan does throw over here to Rodriguez, and that's certainly going to be something on the Rockers' mind as this series goes on. Hurley Rodriguez, the leadoff man, 12 out of 17 this year. Most stolen bases, Reese Hampton with 30. Highest success rate, the man at the plate, Reinheimer, 26 of 28. Line drive, center field. Right there is Jay Gonzalez. And Gonzalez puts it away, first out of the first inning. We'll set the Rockers defensively. Quincy Lattimore in left field today. Jay Gonzalez is in center. Adam Taylor is your right fielder today. Michael Martinez at third base. Giovanni Alfonso, the shortstop. Tyler Ladendorf at second base. Logan Morrison at first. And Dakota Mulcahy is behind the plate. Here's Joseph Rosa, 338, 11 home runs, 52 batted in. You make the argument he has been the most complete hitter for this Gastonia squad in the first half. O'Sullivan, a quick throw over to first, and once again diving back in safely is Rodriguez. Well, we mentioned earlier the wind going out towards center. It's kind of flip-flopped now and almost heading out towards left. Here comes the first pitch to Rosa. That's a strike at the knees. Count goes to 0-1. O'Sullivan set 0-1 on the way to Rosa. Rockers looking for the double play. Holds the set still, and now fires, but timeout called just before the delivery of the pitch. And so it does not count. Count remains 0-1. Happy 4th of July to all our listeners and viewers out there, wherever you may be tuning in from today. We certainly appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us here on a Monday. Normally the Rockers don't play on Mondays, but on holiday weekends they make exceptions. We were at Staten Island for Memorial Day weekend, and for the second year in a row, we're here in Gastonia on July 4th. Fastball inside to Rosa, and the count goes 1-1. Rockers infield playing for a pull. Outfielders are a little bit as well. Quincy Lattimore shaded a good ways down towards center field. Here comes a 1-1. Pitch is high, throw down to second base. Alfonso's tag in time. Hurley Rodriguez thrown out, trying to steal second. And that is the second out of the first inning. That's what we've been needing to see from Dakota Mulcahy. He's had some good throws, but he's had a slow pop time at times. and it's cost him a couple of chances to get outs on the base paths. That time, a quick release by Mulcahy. Even though the throw was a little bit to the first base side of second, a good tag applied by Alfonso for the second out. Here comes the 2-1. And O'Sullivan delivers, swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch there. That one just really fell off the table. And Rosa comes up empty, count 2-2. Comes the 2-2. That's down low. Tried to get a chase there. Rosa, though, was not biting. O'Sullivan up at 9 pitches here in the first inning. Honestly, you get out of here in even 10, 11, 12. You're in pretty good shape. Here comes the payoff. Swung on. Line drive into right field. Coming in is Adam Taylor and makes the catch on the run. Like he might have misread it at first, but Taylor recovered nicely, flags it down, and we head to the top of the second inning. We are scoreless here on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of inning number 2, and we are scoreless here at Caramont Health Park. Rockers and Honey Hunters closing out the first half here today. So square off tomorrow. It will be day 1 of half number 2, which means that we reset. Records are all 0-0 after today. Rockers have 4, 5, and 6 coming up here in the second inning. That is Lattimore, Downs, and Ladendorf. Quincy Lattimore hitting at .255, 10 home runs, 36 batted in, and 4 stolen bases. And again, with the retirement of Johnny Field, the big question was going to be how would that change things around with the Rockers. As far as the lineup goes, that pitch misses, and the count 1-0. All they've done so far, it moves Jay Gonzalez to the top of the lineup. A pitch down low, and the count is now 2-0. I would assume on days where Ben Aklinski plays, it would either be Aklinski at the top or Gonzalez Aklinski 1-2. Ben has customarily been occupying that number 2 spot this year. Lattimore swings, ground ball to second. They've been peppering over there Rosa a lot. It's the first out of the second inning, and that brings up Jerry Downs, hitting .278, 9 home runs, and 36 batted in. Keel comes set at the belt. First pitch coming, and Downs grounds this one right to the first baseman, Castro. And the Rockers have quickly been retired through their first 5 hitters. That'll bring up Tyler Ladendorf now. .249, 7 home runs, 26 batted in. Hit a home run yesterday, his 7th of the year. Ladendorf, not a guy that's going to put up a particularly high on-base percentage. He's going to swing the bat early in the count. He's going to swing aggressively. Hitting .249, on-base percentage .296. He's not up there to walk. First pitch coming from Keel. Ladendorf does take that one in, though, in the count 1-0. Adam Taylor in the on-deck circle, making his first start of the year. First the 1-0 to Ladendorf. There's a strike. That's called on the inside corner, 1-1. Pretty cloudy, well, not cloudy, but the clouds we do have right now are shading the fans. It is a warm day here. The fans probably thankful for a little bit of shade as that pitch down low, and the count 2-1. There's at least a 30% chance of rain every single day here this week. Good thing for this series, the two highest days with the chance of rain, Wednesday and Thursday, and we're in Truist Point for those two. Here's the 2-1. Ladendorf takes high, 3-1. Again, chances of rain tonight not expected until about 9 or 10 o'clock. It should be most of the way, if not all the way through with today's contest. Here's the 3-1. Ladendorf hits this one hard on the ground into right field, a base hit. First one for High Point today. And that does bring up Adam Taylor now. Adam Taylor, 1 for 1 this year, hit .327 in limited action last year for High Point. It's one of the most fun ones, one of the neatest stories on this team, although there's a lot of really neat stories between guys that come here just for one start, like Chris Rollins yesterday, guys like Nick Evangelista, who works multiple jobs away from this. Adam Taylor obviously does too, both as a reserve in the South Carolina National Guard and as a realtor. Swings first pitch, lines into short. Nice diving play by Reinheimer. Adam Taylor hits it on the screws, and he's smiling on his way back to the dugout, just robbed by a good play by the Gastonia shortstop. And we go to the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of inning number 2. It's scoreless between the Rockers and the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Jerry Keel, 23 pitches through 2 innings. Liam O'Sullivan through 10 in the first. Looked good, and we'll see how he handles hitters 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. That is Zach Jarrett, Luis Roman, and Reese Hampton. Time to take a quick peek at the Rockers injury report. Nothing official to report today. Injury list still includes 7 players: Johnny Barbado, Cooper Casad, Adam Choplik, Andrew Church, Chris Proctor, Michael Russell, and Neil Uscali. Chasen Bradford remains on the inactive list. I did talk to Chris Proctor for a little bit earlier on today and asked him how rehab and everything was progressing for him, and the big thing that he told me, he felt like physically he could play right now, but because of the injury being more aggravated when he runs, he wants to be sure that it's all the way back and ready to go. He told me he thought he could play tomorrow, but he said to be safe, it'll probably be another week and a half to 2 weeks. So Chris Proctor very close, we think, to getting back on the active roster. First pitch to Zach Jarrett, missed down low, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Jarrett hitting .261, 6 home runs, 30 batted in. A walk-off home run for the Honey Hunters a couple of days ago. Fouls that one off, count 1-1. Both teams no runs on 1 hit. Here's the 1-1, Jarrett swings, fly ball foul, right field side. Foul ball territory here at Caramont Health Park. I would say cavernous, probably the best way to describe it. I mean, to get from the top step of the dugout to home plate is probably the equivalent of running from one base to the next. Here's the 1-2, swung on, fouled back. And that said, you're able to get a lot of outs in foul territory, specifically in the infield. Now, when you do get about midway deep into the outfield, it does start to close up a little bit. The walls come in towards the foul poles. Not as much as it does at Truist Point. In High Point, you really run out of space in a hurry. And it does shorten up a little bit here, but not quite to that extreme. Ball and 2 strikes to Jarrett. And O'Sullivan fires. That one's a high fly ball deep into right field. Now Taylor coming in a little bit. Looks like the wind's bringing him back. And it is caught by Taylor. And that is the first out of the second inning. Well, down the right field line, it is 336 here at Caramont Health Park. 400 to straightaway center. And just 304 down the right field line, or left field line rather. However, you will see a clear fence, like a chain link fence, above the standard green fence in the outfield, and that extends about another 20 feet up. And you've got to hit it over that chain link extension to count as a home run. That pitch to Roman misses 1-0. So think of it almost the chain link monster. Here's the 1-0, off speed, just off the inside corner, and the count 2-0 to Roman. Luis Roman hitting at .255, 9 home runs, 32 batted in. Again, our broadcast position at Caramont Health Park, about a third of the way down the first baseline. There's a strike on the outside corner, count 2-1. We are situated right on the concourse, so everybody walking by right in front of us. Timeout called, and then right above the concourse, or right below the concourse, I should say, about 6 rows of seating in the bowl all the way around, only interrupted by the dugouts on both sides. Here's the 2-1. There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. The 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Liam O'Sullivan picks up his first Rockers strikeout, and that'll bring up Reese Hampton, now the designated hitter. Reese Hampton, .246, 4 home runs, 21 batted in, but he's one of the guys you have to pay attention to when he gets on base. 30 steals and 36 opportunities. He is the Atlantic League leader in stolen bases. Jack Reinheimer is right behind him. Fastball high, 1-0. Third place on that list is Lancaster's Ladarius Clark. And fourth on that list is York's Troy Stokes Jr. There's a fastball just inside. And the count 2-0. Here comes the pitch. That's down low. Count 3-0 now to Hampton. One bad one away from putting the speedster on first base. There's a fastball strike. Hampton about to toss the bat away, but home plate umpire Nick Simpert says not so fast. Here's the 3-1. There's a line drive deep into right field. Adam Taylor going back at the wall, makes a nice running catch. Adam Taylor flashing the wheels. A 1-2-3 inning for Liam O'Sullivan. Helped out a little bit by his right fielder. We head to the top of the third, scoreless on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the third inning. We are scoreless between the Rockers and the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Has 8-9-1 coming up to bat here in the top of the third. Dakota Mulcahy, Giovanni Alfonso, and we go back to the top of the lineup and Jay Gonzalez. Giovanni Alfonso comes into this at-bat one away from tying Stephen Cardullo for the most hits in High Point Rockers history. So we'll certainly be keeping an eye on that, but we'll also be keeping an eye on the fact that both of these pitchers look pretty sharp early on. Again, Liam O'Sullivan most likely on a pretty short pitch count today, making his first start of the year. Normally with first start of the year situations, Jamie Keith usually only limits the starter to about 65, 70 pitches traditionally this year. Did not have a chance to talk to Jamie before the game today other than him calling me to tell me about a few number changes on players' uniforms. So I don't have an exact number for O'Sullivan, but just basing it off of what pitchers have done traditionally. Oh wow, it's just started to rain here. Looks sunny, and all of a sudden just this one cloud overhead has started to rain. As there's also fireworks that were going off in the distance as the first pitch to Dakota Mulcahy called a strike. Mulcahy is 1 for 19 as a Rocker. Still lots of blue sky out over left field, but just happens to be one gray cloud overhead. Here's the pitch. Mulcahy chases it down low, and the count 0-2. It's not a particularly heavy rain. Fans rather still starting to work their way up into shelter into the concourse. Probably feels nice though a little bit today. A warm day. Mulcahy takes that one down in the turf, and the count 1-2. Again, 89 degrees at first pitch, but as we say that, we do see the Gastonia bullpen coming in for cover. Or at least a couple of them. A few pitchers sitting down there still, but majority of the bullpen is coming in for cover. This should not last very long at all. Here comes the 1-2 to Mulcahy. Bows this one straight back. Hey, having to wipe off his a little bit here. I think it caught everybody by surprise. Keel looks in, gets the sign from Holderbach. And here comes 2 to Mulcahy. He swings, high fly ball, deep down field side, but foul. And the count remains 1-2. Yeah, I'm zooming in on the Weather Channel app. It's literally just a little blip that happens to be sitting right above us right now. So this should be gone and out of the way in the next, I would say, 5 or 10 minutes. Here comes a 1-2. That's down low, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Mulcahy. Well, the same thought process, I guess, that we talked about when we were up in Charleston. Mulcahy has been swinging the bat well. Just not a whole lot to show for it right now. He's made a lot of solid contact. You should see him in batting practice, too. 2-2 coming. And that's the high fastball. Mulcahy able to lay off of it. And the count goes full. Another firework go off in the distance. You see some telltale smoke out there. I never understood that, shooting the fireworks midday. I mean, it's not midday now, it's evening, but okay. Nice battle there, was down 0-2 and works a walk. And the Rockers put their leadoff man aboard here in the third inning, and that'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso. Alfonso hitting at .311, 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in. But no, I never understood that. Save them for when it's dark. They look better. Mulcahy takes his lead off of first. Giovanni Alfonso looking to bounce back after, well, yesterday was a solid day, 1 for 2. The day before that was an 0 for 4 day. He'll take just off the plate, and the count 1-0. 11, 2 home runs this year. One at Appalachian Power Park, one at Truist Point. He's already tied his home run output from last year, one of which came here at Caramont Health Park. Here's the 1-0. Half swing for Alfonso, and the count 1-1. Already looks like it's lightening up a little bit in terms of the intensity of the rain. Here comes a 1-1. Alfonso, a high chopper towards third base, picked up there by Jarrett. And double clutch, thought about going to second base, but ends up going to first to retire Alfonso. And the second baseman, Rosa, puts his hands out to Jarrett saying, why didn't you go to second and try to turn the double play? A little bit of confusion there by the Gastonia infielders. Mulcahy is down at second base now. And that'll bring up Jay Gonzalez, who struck out his first time out. Would have been a tough double play to turn for Gastonia. I also wonder if the ball may be a little slick as well. Maybe Jarrett didn't feel comfortable with the grip that he had on the baseball. First pitch coming to Gonzalez. Keel fires a fastball. There's a strike at the knees. Gonzalez, who's hitting .295, would be second on the Rockers in batting average if he qualified. Would be first if it... Well, that pitch gets through the legs of Holderbach. We'll hold that thought for a moment, but that pitch low from Keel goes back to the backstop, and Dakota Mulcahy will head to third base. What's probably going to be scored as a wild pitch, and the Rockers now have a runner standing at third with just 1 out. So when you talk about the team lead in batting average, right now it's Ben Aklinski, who coming into today's game, and again, Ben not playing today, but Aklinski is hitting at .289. Jay Gonzalez does not have enough plate appearances to qualify, but he's .295. Logan Morrison also doesn't have enough to qualify. He's .296. Gonzalez, a grounder towards the mound, or towards first base, rather. And Castro is going to step on the bag to retire Gonzalez, but coming in and scoring is Dakota Mulcahy on the ground out to first, and the Rockers take a 1-0 lead. That's the second out of the inning. That is Gonzalez' 15th run batted in this year. And I'll bring up Michael Martinez, who bounced out to second in his first time up today. Keel delivers. First pitch to Martinez, takes the fastball tight, and it's a ball and no strikes. You missed it earlier on today. Today, the end of the first half, so everybody starts fresh and clean tomorrow. Martinez strike at the knees, and the count 1-1. Everybody resets with a 0-0 record, and we play another round of 66. And again, the way the postseason works, your first half winner, your second half winner will square off in the postseason. Martinez takes a strike, and the count 1-2. So what happens if somebody repeats in the second half? Well, the next team with the best overall record, regardless of your division, makes the postseason. So if Southern Maryland, for some reason, or Southern Maryland repeats as the North Division champion, and the Rockers don't win the South, but they have the best overall record of the ones who did not win a half, then High Point would be in the North Division first round of the playoffs. So High Point could technically be a North Division champion. Here's a 2-2. Half swing for Martinez. Did he go? They're going to ask down to first base. And yes, he did. Strike 3. So the Rockers are down in the third inning, but they get on the board on a RBI ground out from Jay Gonzalez. Rockers take a 1 lead on the Rockers Baseball Network as we head to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third, High Point with a newly earned 1-0 lead over Gastonia. Rockers, though, had a 1-0 lead yesterday and ended up falling 4-2. It's been the middle innings that hurt the Rockers the last 2 days. Yesterday, a 1-0 lead they couldn't hold. 2 days ago, a 2-0 lead that they couldn't hold. So the big question is getting through the middle innings here today, as there's a hurting exhibition going on in the outfield. The sheepdog and a couple of sheep being run into the right field corner. And I think the dog is taking a break over there in right field, hanging out with Adam Taylor over there. This is a fun little exhibit going on. See if one of them can catch a baseball. They cover ground really quickly. You can never have too many potential outfielders, right? You got to have somebody just in case. That's fun to watch. And we're ready to begin play, but the problem is, well, the dog, I think, is, yeah, they haven't been able to get the dog off of the field yet, so everybody's just waiting. The dog wants to lay down. That's what's going on. Dog's ready to lay down, and oh, only an unaffiliated ball. This is fun. So there are 3 sheepdogs out there, it looks like. One of them is with the sheep, another one trailing behind, and one of them is going the long way around the warning track. And they're coming to the home stretch. It's a race. Who's going to win? Another one of the dogs laid down. 2 dogs down. And the winner is the brown dog. So the sheep hop back up into the little trailer that they came in on. And there we go. Now we're ready to play ball. That was a fun little interlude, if you will. As the dogs and the sheep making their way off of the field, we're ready for the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 Rockers. I knew we would see honey hunters here today, and Bam the Badger. Didn't realize this was going to be a day here at the ballpark. All right, here we go. Bottom 3 in the lineup for Gastonia: Skoll, Castro, and Holderbach. Jake Skoll, who of course christened the Atlantic League Rob Deere. 11 home runs, 25 runs batted in. And he's hitting .230. A lot of power, not a lot of guys giving him help in the front, right in front of him in the lineup as that pitch is strike. And the count 0-1. And of course, what we said last time that we saw Gastonia, it's not that he's not getting help as in people aren't getting on base. It's the fact that Gastonia has had such a good offensive year that everybody's being driven in ahead of him. That pitch low in the count 1-1. More fireworks going off somewhere past center field. There is a neighborhood, so I know we've kind of explained the layout of where we are at times. That pitch, fastball strike in the count 1-2. So over the short left field wall, there's the batting cages and a little play area. Then there's the parking lot, railroad tracks, and then a neighborhood. A neighborhood stretching a good ways down into center field, or in that direction, so that's where the fireworks coming from. As Skoll grounds this one to second, Ladendorf backhands, throws to first, and that's the first out here in the third inning. Rockers 1 run on 1 hit, Gastonia no runs on 1 hit. Here is Luis Castro hitting at .255, 4 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Even the first baseman getting in on the action. Castro 7 of 9 in stolen bases. Gastonia on a team, or as a team, 146 steals. They've only been caught 35 times. O'Sullivan delivers, curveball. There's a strike on the inside corner to Castro, who turned out of the way of that pitch, but as it was called a strike, he did nod his head in agreement. Did come back around and catch the inside corner. 0-1 coming here from O'Sullivan. A little flare out to right field. This is going to be a tough play for Taylor. It's going to drop down a base hit. Logan Morrison going back at a sprint. Taylor coming in at a sprint. Neither one able to get to that one. It was just dumped down into no man's land. And that is the second hit for Gastonia. That'll bring up Alex Holderbach, the catcher. He's hitting .212 with 11 runs batted in. Rockers not seeing Stuart Levy, who of course played for High Point last year. Levy not in the game here in game 1. First pitch coming to Holderbach, and he tags it into center field, but Jay Gonzalez is coming in. Gonzalez will dive and flags it down. Good play for Jay Gonzalez in center field. That ball started dropping out of the sky in a hurry, and Gonzalez makes a nice play for the second out of the inning. So we go back around the lineup. Hurley Rodriguez, a base hit. He was caught stealing subsequently. There are 2 at the bottom of the third. Take a full look at the standings in the Atlantic League scoreboard in the 4th inning, but Rockers will, regardless of what happens today, well, they will finish in second place, but also this will be the second best half in terms of total number of wins the team has ever recorded. Most wins they recorded in a half, 41, coming back in 2019. Check over to first base on Castro. He's back in. Rockers at 38 wins right now. Could finish the half 39-97 with a win today. So O'Sullivan will deal to Rodriguez, holds the set, now fires. That one sliced foul, left side. It will carry up and over the seating section. There's a little pavilion down there. I don't think it quite got to the parking lot, but because of how short left field is, that parking lot does come up on you in a hurry. Runner on first base is Castro, 2 outs. And O'Sullivan looking to put up his 3rd scoreless inning. Another check over to first. In the 4th inning, the Rockers will have 3, 4, and 5. That is Morrison, Lattimore, and Downs. O'Sullivan set. Here comes an 0-1. Hit on the ground right to second. Ladendorf didn't even have to move for that one. On to first. That will retire Rodriguez. And we go to the 4th inning. Rockers with a 1-0 lead, looking to add to it. Next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the fourth inning. It is a 1-0 Rockers lead over Gastonia. High Point has 3, 4, and 5 coming up here. Morrison, Lattimore, and Downs, the 3 scheduled hitters, against Jerry Keel, who continues to be impressive against High Point. He has now allowed 3 earned runs in 14 innings of work against the Rockers this year. High Point has been able to get to him once on the RBI ground out from Jay Gonzalez, but only 1 hit so far. Here is Logan Morrison, will be leading things off for the Rockers. He struck out his first time up, 1 of 3 strikeouts for Jerry Keel so far. Liam O'Sullivan has countered with 1 strikeout of his own. Albert Gonzalez heading to his third base coaching spot. Austin Glorious returns to his over at first base. Rockers, when they don't use 2 coaches, do tend to use a pitcher. Although Giovanni Alfonso on his days off has been known to handle the job over there as well. First pitch inside to Morrison from Keel. And 1-0. Jerry Keel has thrown 42 pitches through 3 innings. Liam O'Sullivan on the flip side has tossed 34. Here's the 1-0. Morrison thought about swinging, lays off, and good thing he does. A pitch low, 2-0. Interestingly enough, and this goes back to last year as well, despite how short it is to left field here, as Morrison takes low, 3-0, I feel like the most damage we saw came from a lot of left-handed hitters, Joshua Saleh being one, Jerry Downs last year, and they pulled it over the right field wall. It didn't feel like a lot of guys really did a lot of damage to left field. That one low, a 4-pitch walk to Morrison, and the Rockers have the leadoff man aboard. Morrison, who was hitless in his last 5 at-bats, still looking for the base hit, but the on-base percentage does what it's been doing all year as people have continued to shy away from throwing him something to hit. Here's Quincy Lattimore, grounded out to second base his first time up. And Keel fires first pitch, grounded third base side. That's going to be a fair ball. Tough throw for Luis Roman, and the throw is dropped by the first baseman, Castro. Everybody safe. Rockers runners at first and second now. That was a tough play right over the third base bag for Roman. And Castro not able to corral it, what I believe is going to be an E3. We're going to wait on the scoring on that, but that's my guess. We'll confirm it when we get it. 2 aboard, though, for Jerry Downs. Keel set. Here's a lefty-lefty matchup. It is an error. Now just waiting to see who it's on. Down swings, grounds it first base side, and that'll be foul. This is only tough thing here for the Rockers. Not a lot of speed on the base paths. With Morrison at second, Lattimore at first, and Jerry Downs at the plate. Although Lattimore has some sneaky speed, and Jerry Downs can at times too. Did set a career high in steals last year with 7. Here comes an 0-1, and Downs takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rockers with a 1-0 lead, looking to add more to it here in the top of the 4th. It is an error, by the way, on Luis Castro, the first baseman. One to Downs. And he swings, fouls that one, I think, off of the front foot. And he's definitely hobbling a little bit after that one, but yep, now he drops the bat. And he's going to try to walk it off a little bit. Well, this is interesting. So I was told it was going to be an error on Castro. It has now been changed to a throwing error on Luis Roman. So it is an E5 that has allowed Lattimore to reach base. Here comes a 1-2 now to Downs. He takes down low, blocked up nicely by Holderbach, and the count pulls even 2-2. Rockers looking to end the half on a win. Again, this game does not mean much to either team, but for the Rockers, you want to be able to end the half on a high note. That way you're firing on all cylinders going straight into tomorrow, because tomorrow means a lot for High Point. It's the beginning of a chance to claim the second half postseason spot. As Downs swings and misses, strike 3. That's the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Ladendorf. Now, they didn't make one of their top goals this year. A lot of players and coaches talked in the preseason about how it was a huge goal to win the first half playoff spot, because both in 2019 and in 2021, Rockers weren't able to do so, and it really came down to the wire both years. The Rockers snuck in as a playoff team with 3 games to go in 2019. Last year were eliminated on the final day of the season. They were hoping to avoid a little bit of the stress at the end of the year, but was not to be, at least not yet. A pitch down low, 1-0. The big thing for the Rockers would be having to not get in as a wild card team. They'd love to be able to jump out in front and stay there in the second half. Ball and no strikes. Keel holds the set. Still looking back at Morrison. Nobody's holding him on. Here's the pitch, and Ladendorf swings and misses at the shoulder-high fastball. Count goes to 1-1. Adam Taylor in the on-deck circle. He hit the ball hard his first time up. 1-1 coming. Morrison takes off for third, and the ball gets away from Holderbach. Everybody's going to be safe. Lattimore heads down to second as well. Rockers runners at second and third now. Morrison had not attempted to steal all year. Takes off on that one. Holderbach just got up before he caught the ball. Like you hear in football all the time, as a receiver, you've got to catch the ball before you turn around and start to run upfield. Same thing here as a catcher. You got to catch it before you can throw it. You got to focus on one action before the next. We'll see if they give Morrison credit for a steal there. That pitch down low to Ladendorf, and the count 3-1. Either way, it's a golden opportunity for High Point with 2 in scoring position and just 1 out. It's going to be a pass ball on Holderbach. Ladendorf swing and a miss, and the count goes full. So Logan Morrison will have to wait for his first stolen base attempt of the year. Payoff pitch coming to Ladendorf. Deep enough fly ball to the outfield, should get a run in. Perhaps maybe not to left because of how short it is. As Tyler fouls off the 3-2 and stays alive. Just a reminder, we are now under 24 hours left in the auction to bid on the Rockers Military Appreciation jerseys. They wore Saturday, yesterday, and today. Special jerseys available on the Live Source app. You can download the free app or go to the Live Source website to place your bid. Proceeds go to Triad Honor Flight. And again, bidding does end at 7 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night. So go ahead and place your bid for a chance to win a bit of game-worn memorabilia of your favorite Rockers. Ladendorf smashes one foul left field side, and Logan Morrison ducks to avoid taking that one to the face. And the count remains full. Both Ladendorf and Logan Morrison stay alive there. Keel takes a long look in. Next pitch, number 60 for the Gastonia lefty. comes set. Here comes another payoff. Ladendorf takes just low, ball 4. That'll load the bases. Jerry Keel can't believe he didn't get the call. But Ladendorf walks. Bases are loaded for Adam Taylor. Taylor lined out to Jack Reinheimer his first time up. Was a very, very good play by Reinheimer. First pitch coming to the left-handed hitter. He swings and tips it into the glove of Holderbach, strike 1. Also, it has been changed from a pass ball to a stolen base. So Logan Morrison, his first steal of the year. Quincy Lattimore, his 5th. Scoring change gives Morrison a stolen base. He's 1 for 1 now. Here's the 0-1 to Taylor. Grounds it first base side and foul. The count 0-2. Look at the pitch tracker on that Ladendorf walk. The ball 4 that Keel was not happy about does look like it was just a hair low. Two coming from Keel. High fastball. Taylor swings. Deep drive down the right field side and foul. Oh boy, Adam Taylor. If he had squared that one up just a little bit to the left, the Rockers would have had a commanding lead here in the 4th. Another 0-2 coming. Keel deals, off speed, grounded, foul, first base side. It's one of the things I love about Adam Taylor. He could be gone for a month, and then his first game back can give you a swing like that. Morrison the runner at 3rd, Lattimore at 2nd, Ladendorf is at 1st. Ooh, heard a little thunder there. Here comes an 0-2. Taylor takes down in the dirt, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rockers had an 8-game winning streak snapped on Saturday, and a 6-3 loss to the Blue Crabs, lost 4-2 yesterday. A lot of low-scoring games here to start July. Here's the 1-2. Taylor takes just 1-2. Seen this for a couple of Rockers hitters today, getting down 0-2 in the count and really putting together a nice battle against Jerry Keel. Morrison dance a little bit down the third base line. Here's the pitch. Taylor swings, high fly ball to center. This one is going to stay in the yard, but it's going to bring in a run. Rodriguez makes the catch. Morrison comes in and scores on the Adam Taylor sacrifice fly, and the Rockers doubled their lead 2-0. Adam Taylor, who was 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter. His first game that he appeared in, drove in 2 runs that day and has a 3rd one now today. As Holderbach goes out, he'll talk with Jerry Keel. Just to clean up that sacrifice fly, Quincy Lattimore stays at 2nd, meaning Ladendorf also stayed at 1st. So runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 outs now. And Dakota Mulcahy, the batter, who walked in his first plate appearance. Pitch number 68 for Jerry Keel. Mulcahy grounds it just foul of first base. Another half-inch, not half an inch, half a foot to the left, and that one squeaks in for a double. But instead, the count 0-1. Atlantic League scoreboard coming up in the bottom of the 4th inning. See how holiday baseball is treating everyone else around the Atlantic League. Here's Here's an 0-1 coming to Mulcahy. And Keel fires. Mulcahy swings, line drive into right center field, a base hit. They're waving around Quincy Lattimore. There will be no throw home. He'll score on Mulcahy's base hit. And it is a 3 Rockers lead. Mulcahy drives in his first professional run. So that'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso. Ladendorf moved up one base to second. Also that run of Quincy Lattimore will be an unearned run. And that'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso 0 for 1. Rockers giving Liam O'Sullivan a little bit of cushion now. It's now 3 runs on 2 hits for High Point. Keel's first pitch to Alfonso, swings, ground ball towards second base. It's going to be caught there by the first baseman, Castro. Everybody's going to be safe. We'll see how that gets scored. A little bit of confusion there. A ground ball to Castro, who was playing off of the bag. Jerry Keel doesn't go to base. And nobody standing at second to get Mulcahy. Second baseman Rosa was going after the baseball as well, and I don't know where Reinheimer was going. If that is the tying hit for Alfonso, that is an interesting one. Bases loaded for the Rockers. The batter, Jay Gonzalez. I think fielder's choice. Fielder's choice, but we'll see. Here's the pitch, Gonzalez. Catch up to the fastball high, and the count down. A 1. Gonzalez grounds this one towards second base. Scooped up by Rosa. There's no throw. Everybody's safe. Ladendorf scores on the infield base hit from Jay Gonzalez. It is 4-0 High Point. Jay Gonzalez 1-2 today. Rockers have runners at the corners. Also, I've been told that the Alfonso play has been scored a base hit, so he is tied with Sardulo for most hits in Rockers history. Hopefully the record-breaking one will be a little cleaner and easy to decipher. That pitch, a swing and a miss from Martinez, 0-1. Again, we're not all in the same room here in the press box, so information a little bit delayed as it gets passed around from the official scorekeeper. But Giovanni Alfonso has tied Stephen Cardulo most hits in Rockers history. That fastball low. And the 1. One coming from Keel. Martinez grounds this one foul into the Gastonia out. And the count remains 1-2. It is 4 runs on 4 hits for High Point. Here comes the pitch. Martinez low. That is strike 3. And that's it for the Rockers in the 4th inning. But they score 3, sending 9 to the plate. And they take a 4-0 lead to the bottom of the 4th on the Rockers Baseball Network. bottom of the fourth inning. And armed with a 4-run lead now, Liam O'Sullivan will face Reinheimer, Rosa, and Jarrett. Liam O'Sullivan has thrown 34 pitches through 3 innings. And you would hope, even at this point, if he were to be going to that 65 to 70 pitch range, he should be able to get the Rockers through 5 and at least be able to keep the designated hitter tonight. So O'Sullivan will face 2, 3, and 4, Reinheimer, Rosa, and Jarrett, the 3 scheduled hitters. And we'll go ahead and take a look as well around the Atlantic League and see what else is going on here today. Reinheimer 0 for 1. A fly out to center field his first time up. Game 1 between the Legends and Genomes. Genomes win it by a 2-1 score over Lexington. Game 1 has just begun. They're in the bottom of the first inning, and they're scoreless in that one. And also tell you, Chris Davis did not play in Game 1. Let me check and see if he played in the second, or if he's in the lineup. That pitch down low to Reinheimer. They count 1-0. No, he is not in the lineup in that one either. Final score, Lancaster takes down York 3-1. That pitch a strike to Reinheimer. And the count 1-1. Brooks Hall took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. He ended the day 7 innings, giving up 1 hit, walking 2, and striking out 9. Top of the 5th inning, Ducks lead the Ferry Hawks 4-0. A pitch outside, 2-1 to Reinheimer. And the Blue Crabs, Darryl Thompson with a one to nothing lead over the Dirty Birds as Reinheimer swings fly ball center field, and Gonzalez makes the catch. That's one away. Sorry, a little confused here. So the home and the visiting pitcher appear to both be Dirty Bird pitchers, or appear to both be Southern Maryland pitchers, Denson Hall and Darryl Thompson, unless there was a trade that went down earlier today, and Denson Hall has been sent to Charleston. Again, if that happened, he did not catch wind of it. A pitch grounded foul from Joseph Rosa, count 0-1. Rosa flied out to Adam Taylor his first time up. But certainly looks like that may have been the case. Stan Clyburn and Billy Horn working out some sort of transaction today. Billy's been very active in roster movements in his first season as Dirty Bird manager. Here's the 0-1 to Rosa. Fastball tight. And the count 1-1 to the left-handed hitting second baseman. And it is confirmed, the scoreboard now matching the game cast. Giovanni Alfonso with that base hit. Wasn't sure if perhaps it was going to be moved to a fielder's choice potentially. Here's the pitch, hit on the ground to second. Ladendorf scoops it up, double taps on the glove, throws to first in time, second out of the inning. Zach Jarrett, the left fielder, comes up. Batting in the clock today for the Honey Hunters. First pitch to Jarrett, that misses down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Jarrett from Hickory, North Carolina, the son of NASCAR Hall of Famer Dale Jarrett. Here comes the 1-0. That's down in the count 2-0. Liam O'Sullivan, only 1 strikeout today, but that's nothing new for Rockers pitchers. They have a good defense behind them, and they use it. The bullpen's quiet. Here comes the 2-0. Jarrett swings, lines this one into left field. That'll get down a base hit. It's curling away from Lattimore, but a good throw in. Jarrett's heading for second base, and Giovanni Alfonso drops the cutoff throw. And so that will be a double for Jarrett with 2 outs in the 4th. And the Rockers Have to deal with the runner at second base for the first time tonight. That'll bring up Luis Roman. Roman struck out his first time up. Been swinging a good bat this year, though. 9 home runs, 32 batted in. That's one of the things that makes this Gastonia team the most dangerous. The production offensively really spread out top to bottom in this lineup, a lot like it was last year. They were a good offensive team last year. They just didn't have the pitching to go with it. Roman swings, lines this one down the right field side. That is a foul ball. There have been a lot of baseballs just down the right field line today, and I think they've all been foul. All the close ones anyways have been. So that will return Zach Jarrett to second base. O'Sullivan's next pitch, number 46. Righty fires, and that's popped up in the infield. Michael Martinez, the third baseman, settles under it and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. Now the 2-out double from Zach Jarrett doesn't lead to anything for Gastonia. We head to the top of the 5th. Rockers lead it 4-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top 5, we are getting into the twilight portion of the evening. Sun's going down. Still some clouds in the area that we're having to deal with a little bit. But again, after that little rain shower that we dealt with earlier, should be in good shape for right now. Although the chance of rain this evening has gone up to 40%. But again, looking at the radar right now, it's just really small and scattered, and I think we're in good shape. So the Rockers have 3, 4, and 5 coming up here. That's Logan Morrison, Quincy Lattimore, and Jerry Downs, the 3 scheduled hitters. Morrison today has struck out and walked. And Keel delivers first pitch, high fastball, 1-0. So I can tell the Rockers have somebody up in the bullpen. It's going to be kind of hard to see who it is. I'll explain why here in a moment. Here's the 1-0. There's a ball just inside. Thought that was a strike, as did Holderbach and Keel. So looking down that way, normally you do have to lean out a little bit to see in the bullpen, but today there's some sort of tarp that's blocking my line of sight. Maybe I'll lean my head out really hard, really far out into the window for a minute and see who it is. This one hit on the ground to first base. Castro takes it himself. That'll retire Logan Morrison for out number 1. That brings up Quincy Lattimore 0 for 2. All right, let's stand up and look all the way down here. It is John Hayes in the bullpen. Might see if I can get that banner moved for tomorrow, but for right now, we'll make it work. Rockers 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors. And for the Honey Hunters, no runs on 3 hits. That pitch down low to Lattimore, and the count 1-0. see if O'Sullivan gets to come out for the bottom of the 5th inning. Lattimore, a big swing and a miss, and the count 1-2. Again, we knew he was on a low pitch count, didn't know what the exact number was. He is at 46 pitches right now. That pitch a strike to Lattimore, and the count 1-2. Keel holds the set, and the lefty fires. Lattimore grounds it to short. Reinheimer gets a nice hop there, and the throw to first retires Lattimore, out number 2. He's up Jerry Downs, also 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to first and struck out swing. This is game number 7 between these two teams. Play 24 times in the second half, including every weekend in August. As that pitch a strike, they count 0-1. In fact, every weekend of July and August is either Gastonia or Southern Maryland on the Rockers' schedule. Here's the pitch. Downs nubs it foul, third base side, and it will slowly roll and meander towards the Charleston. We've seen them too much recently. It's meandering towards the Gastonia dugout. We won't see Charleston again until mid-August. But spent a lot of time up at Appalachian Power Park this month. 0-2 coming to Downs. Swings, line drive, and that's going to get into center field for a base hit. Joseph Rosa kind of took a stumbling attempt at it. Not sure if he was going to dive and then thought better out of it or what, but however you slice it, it's a 2-out base hit for Jerry Downs, and that brings up Tyler Ladendorf. This is the most success the Rockers have had against Jerry Keel this season. Just a note, everything except for the run in the 3rd inning is an unearned run, so all 3 runs that Keel surrendered in the 5th, unearned. Check that, the 4th are unearned. Here comes the pitch to Ladendorf, and that's going to kick up off the front of the plate, go back to the backstop. Jerry Downs heads to second, rounds second, but he'll hold there. That's a wild pitch, so Gastonia has now tossed a couple of wild pitches. Jerry Keel has. Also, at one point had a passed ball. However, it was later scored to a stolen base, which allowed Logan Morrison to pick up his first of the year. The count 2-0 to Ladendorf. Here comes the 2-0. Keel looks back at Downs, now fires low, 3-0. Logan Morrison, before today, his last stolen base came in 2018 with the Minnesota Twins. Played 95 games, stole 1 base. Stole 23 in his major league career, which 997 games for Morrison. Here's the 2-0, or 3-0 rather, to Ladendorf, and there's a fastball strike. Keel delivers, 3-1, and Ladendorf fouls that one off his foot, and the count goes full. Seen that a couple of times today. Rockers hitters fouling a ball off of the foot. Saw Jerry Downs do it earlier. Michael Martinez did it as well. Sure, you hear every now and then the fireworks going off. Crowd might probably picking that up at least a little bit. It's still sunny out, still daylight. Just feels too early for fireworks. Here's the 3-2. Ladendorf weakly on the ground is short. Reinheimer picks it up, and on to first goes the baseball, and on to the bottom of the 5th. we go. We're halfway home. Rockers with a 4-0 lead over Gastonia. Bottom of the fifth next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Well, we were wondering what the pitch count was going to be for Liam O'Sullivan. Apparently, he's gotten to it. 4 innings of work for O'Sullivan. No runs, 3 hits, 1 strikeout. A fantastic debut for Liam O'Sullivan. And the Rockers will turn it over now to right-hander John Hayes. Hayes comes into today 2-1, 3.91 the ERA, 25 in the third innings pitched, 9 walks, 19 strikeouts. The opponent's hitting .239 against him. That will also do it for Jerry Downs today, the designated hitter, 1 for 3 at the end of his evening. So Liam O'Sullivan, a successful Rockers debut, looked good today, only allowing the 3 hits. The Rockers get into the bullpen. 6, 7, and 8, Hampton, Skoll, and Castro, the 3 scheduled hitters. Reese Hampton 0 for 1 today. Line score 4-5-0 for High Point, 0-3-1 for the Honey Hunters. First pitch from John Hayes tonight, a fastball low and in. Hampton swings, pops it up into center. Jay Gonzalez circling under it. That's the first out here in the 5th inning. Rockers pitching has really turned it on. We talked about how bad the beginning of June was for them. But over the last week or so, High Point's bullpen has been nothing short of solid. The rotation has really started to gain a sense of stability, and it will continue to do so with O'Sullivan now in the rotation and as he gets stretched out. Everybody should be extremely encouraged about what we saw today. That pitch a strike, and the count 0-1 to Jake Skoll. Skoll is 0 for 1. Skoll swings, hits it on the ground, right at Ladendorf. Throws to first base a little low, but Morrison able to take care of that. And that's 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
That brings up your first baseman, Luis Castro.
Here's Luis Castro, a base hit, his first time up. Luis Castro, part of an interesting contingency of quite a few Honey Hunters hitters who have been dominant against High Point, but have struggled with the rest of the Atlantic League this year, Castro being one of them. That pitch a strike, and the count 0-1. Castro 8 of 21 against High Point this year, which is .381, but hitting .234 against the rest of the league. Hayes looking for a 1-2-3 inning of work, and I would expect he may be a 2-inning guy tonight. Castro swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, 0-2. Number 9 hitter Holderbach in the on-deck circle. Right-hander is up in the bullpen for the Honey Hunters now as well. Here's the pitch, that's down low. And the count 1-2. In that Gastonia bullpen, just saw a number. Let me match that up with the roster. That is, I believe, 26, Ezekiel Zabaleta. This pitch swung on, popped up foul. The count 0-1. Comes the 1-2. That swung on and foul tipped off of Dakota Mulcahy, who dropped down to all fours for a moment, but he gets up now and he's trying to shake that one off. Home plate umpire Nick Sempert giving Mulcahy a moment to walk that one around, to walk that one off. Now we're ready to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Hayes holds the set. 1-2 on the way. Hot fastball cracked into right center field. Taylor there, and Taylor puts it away for the final out of the inning. A 1-2-3 for John Hayes. And we go to the top of the 6th. Rockers holding on to a shutout right now. 4-0 your score. They'll look to add to it. We come back top of the 6th on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 6th inning. It's a 4-0 Rockers lead. And once again, I want to say a big thank you to Sam Robinson and the rest of the Gastonia Tech team here. We're able to get today's game on YouTube using the Gastonia camera feed and putting our audio with it. Took a lot of trial and error over the last couple of weeks, but a big shout out to Sam for all their hard work, and we're glad we can bring you Rockers baseball both from an audio and visual performance here this evening. Jerry Keel back out on the mound here in the top of the 6th inning. He will face the bottom 3 in the lineup, Taylor, Mulcahy, and Alfonso. Happy 4th of July once again to each and every one of you listening today. Hope you have a rockin' holiday. We will be back tomorrow, 6:15 first pitch. Game 2 of this series. It will feature Nick Evangelista against Riley Hovis tomorrow. Rockers back at home at Truist Point Wednesday and Thursday. Both of those 6:35 start times, so grab your tickets at highpointrockers.com. First pitch to Adam Taylor. That's down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Von Pinheiro making his first home start against Gastonia Wednesday. And Craig Stem, off of 2 dominant performances, looks to continue that recent run on Thursday. There's a strike to Taylor. The count 1-1. Taylor 0 for 1, a sacrifice fly as well. A reminder, the Rockers baseball camps continue this week. A pitchers and catchers 2-day camp, the 6th and 7th. Taylor grounds this one weekly to first. Castro takes it himself and wins the race to the bag for out number 1. But the pitchers and catchers 2-day camp, the 6th and 7th. That is Wednesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I have been told there are limited spots available, so if you want to sign your child up for the 2-day pitchers and catchers camp this Wednesday and Thursday, you need to act now. For more information and to register, highpointrockers.com. Here's Dakota Mulcahy. Mulcahy 1 for 1 today. His first professional RBI as well. First pitch from Jerry Keel, missed down low. He is at 96 pitches, so this should be his last inning if he's able to get through it. Okay, lines this one into right field, a base hit. And the Rockers backstop all of a sudden putting a couple of hits together here tonight. This is what we've been talking about. He's been swinging a good bat, but for a while didn't have a whole lot to show for it. That's going to be the end of the day for Jerry Keel after Keel gives up what will be his 6th hit of the game. Mauro Gazzo is going to make the call to the bullpen here in the top of the 6th inning. Right-hander will be coming in, so we will step aside and give this right-hander a chance to warm up. And when we come back, a chance for history. Giovanni Alfonso is leading off, or will be the first hitter this new pitcher will face, needing 1 hit to be the all-time hits king in High Point Rockers history. So we'll step aside for that coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network. New pitcher for Gastonia, it is Ezekiel Zabaleta. We'll give you the final line on Jerry Keel once it is finished. He is responsible for Dakota Mulcahy at first base. Zabaleta has only appeared in 1 game this year. Has given up 2 runs in 1 inning. He was just recently activated again, so this is a guy with a really small sample size right now. Can't put a whole lot into it. He will face Giovanni Alfonso, who is 1 for 2. Next hit for Alfonso breaks the record for most hits as a High Point Rocker. He wanted to obviously do it at home this past weekend, but it wasn't to be. Here comes the pitch. Alfonso takes the fastball strike, and the count 0-1. Dakota Mulcahy is at first base. He's really started swinging the bat well recently. Comes an 0-1. Alfonso nubs this one off the end of the bat. Slow roller first base side and foul. count goes to 0-2 now. Alfonso isn't able to get a hit here. He should have one more crack at it tonight. Here's an 0-2. He swings, pops it up. Foul territory, a long run for Castro. And it is out of my line of sight. But judging by everyone's reaction, it is a foul ball. Zabaleta asking for a new baseball. He will get it. We're in the top of the sixth. Rockers with a 4-0 advantage. Okay, takes his lead off of first base. Zabaleta set. Another 0-2 coming. Alfonso swings. Fly ball into center field. This dropping quickly. A dive. And no, it's not caught in center field by Rodriguez. That's going to do it. That's the base hit for Giovanni Alfonso. That will give him the most hits in Rockers history. They're going to try to get that baseball. They are asking for it. Yep, there it is. Giovanni Alfonso now stands at the top in High Point Rockers history. The much-loved shortstop has passed Steven Cardullo. That is hit number 231. Heading to second base there on the play is Dakota Mulke. Here comes the first pitch to Jay Gonzalez. There's a fastball low in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Coming from Zabaleta. Rockers 2 on and 1 out, 4-run lead. Gonzalez pops this up, foul territory, left field side. It'll get out of play, which is saying something here. And the count goes to 1-1. Mulke takes his lead off of second. Reinheimer shadowing him. Nobody holding Alfonso on at first. Here comes the 1-1. That's down in the dirt. Good block there by Holderbach, and the count goes to 2-1. Again, we start to see a little bit of swagger coming back from this Rockers offense. Did kind of get a little cold at times over the weekend, but still picking up a good number of hits, and it's going to continue today. 7 hits so far. Comes the 2-1 to Gonzalez. He swings, high fly ball deep into left center field. Going back is Rodriguez and Jarrett. That ball is gone. Rockabye baseball. Jay Gonzalez, first home run of the year. And the Rockers lead by 7-0. Jay Gonzalez, a 5 RBI night. Has been a good evening for the offense. We just started talking about it. They were starting to wake up a little bit more, and now we're really seeing it. First pitch to Michael Martinez. That misses for ball 1. Rockers getting to Zabaleta here in the 6th inning. Fastball, that's sprayed foul. Up and out of play, left field side, 1-1. comes the 1-1 to Martinez. Swing and a miss. Chase that one down low. He's chased a couple of times tonight. Martinez has struck out twice. Here's the 1-2. Martinez, a hot shot up the middle. Nice snag behind second base by Reinheimer. Throw to first base low, but scooped up by Castro, and that's the second out of the inning. Michael Martinez, a hot shot up the middle, but a good play behind second by Reinheimer. We saw Michael Baca make a similar play with Southern Maryland over the weekend against the Rockers. A hot shot up the middle. You snag it, complete your 360 as you get up onto the off of the ground, and complete the throw to first. Here's Logan Morrison. Fastball from Zabaleta. There's a strike. Here comes an 0-1. That's down low. Logan Morrison 0 for 2 today, has also walked and scored. High Point has now scored in 3 of the last 4 innings. 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and now 3 in the 6th. Morrison, ground ball to second. Rosa picks it up, and the throw to first base in time. That'll do it for the Rockers in the 6th. But 2 important things happened at the top of the 6th. Giovanni Alfonso broke the record for most hits in Rockers history, and Jay Gonzalez clubs his first home run of the year. Rockers lead it 7-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network. John Hayes coming back out for a second inning of work for the Rockers. High Point now a 7-0 lead. Hayes will face 9, 1, and 2. Holderbach, Rodriguez, and Reinheimer. Rockers bullpen quiet. Gastonia's likewise. We can also close the book on Jerry Keel now. Let's go ahead and do that. Jerry Keel, 5 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 5 runs, 2 of them earned, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. It took him 97 pitches. So here is Alex Holderbach, who's 0 for 1. It is 7 runs on 8 hits, no errors for High Point, 0-3-1. The line score for the Honey Hunters. Holderbach pops this one up into right field. Taylor coming in, and that's an easy one for Taylor. 1 out here in the 6th. That'll bring up Hurley Rodriguez, 1 for 2. We talked a little bit earlier in the show about Castro and the way that Castro has hit well against High Point but struggled against some of the other teams in the Atlantic League. Hurley Rodriguez, another example of that. Hitting .393 against High Point, but .231 against the rest of the Atlantic League. left-handed hitter digging into that left-handed box. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. Rockers in good shape, at least right now. However, as Rodriguez shows bunt, pulls back, it's called a strike. Remember last year, Rockers had a 9-run lead. Gastonia scored 8 and almost came back and won. Rockers ended up winning that one. The final score ended up being 10-9, but for a long stretch, we thought that game was in good hands. It was not. Here's the 0-1. That one hit high down the left field side. It is hooking, and it is foul. Well, foul. Home run distance, but foul. Count 0-2. John Hayes looking to give the Rockers 2 quick middle innings. They can head to the back end of the bullpen from there. Remember, one of the big things, especially about not having an off day today, is the fact that you've got to take care of your bullpen for 6 more games after this. Rodriguez under it, skies it, shallow center. Jay Gonzalez coming in and puts it away. Yesterday, the Rockers used Mott, Crawford, and Hensley for 2. And in fact, quite a few games recently, the Rockers have been going with the 2-inning guy. Hensley a couple of times has given the Rockers 2+, so has John Hayes. Here's Jack Reinheimer 0 for 2. And the count 1-0. Jonathan Crawford spent a little bit of time on the inactive list, and he made his return yesterday. I saw him earlier today, and I asked him how he felt. That pitch missed down low, in the count 2-0. Crawford was a little bit under the weather. This is why he missed some time. He said, other than feeling a little tired when it was over, he said he felt pretty good about the way that he threw. I would say that his performance backs that up. Looked good. That pitch down low to Reinheimer, and it's 3-0 from Hayes. High Point has not walked a Honey Hunter yet tonight. With Hayes down 3-0 to Reinheimer, this is a guy you got to be careful with. And there's ball 4. There's the first Gastonia walk of the night with 2 outs in the 6th. And the batter, Joseph Rosa, who's 0 for 2. In the 7th inning, Rockers will have 4, 5, and 6 coming up. Lattimore, pitcher's spot, and Ladendorf. So we should see a reliever coming up in the bottom of the 7th for High Point. May see William Kerwin take on his old team. Fastball from Hayes. There's a strike on the outside corner to Rosa, and the count 1-0. Rosa talking to home plate umpire Nick Sempert about the location of that pitch. And here comes the 0-1. That's skied foul, left field side. Landing into the seats down over there. Looks like everybody is okay. Count 0-2. Hayes fires. That fastball fouled straight back, and the count remains 0-2. Wind is blowing out towards left. It has been a little more consistent that direction as the game has gone on. We talked a little bit about how it was kind of wishy-washy in terms of direction earlier today, but it's really started to look a little more consistent as the game has gone on. Here's another 0-2. That's high and away. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. With that, we also start to see the cloud cover build up around us. And it kind of reminds me of something Logan Morrison and I were actually talking about earlier today, how at Truist Point it feels like something about the ballpark just breaks up clouds. And it could be raining all around us, but not at the ballpark. Kind of it's the way the clouds look a little bit tonight. As that pitch down low to Rosa in the count 2-2. Zach Jarrett in the on-deck circle. If Rosa is able to extend the bottom of the 6th inning. Hayes fires the 2-2. That just missed. Okay, holding the frame, but doesn't get the call. So the count goes full to Rosa. Next pitch for John Hayes is his 25th, so he's not in bad shape for a 2-inning reliever. That one is swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets Rosa, and he gets out of the inning. We go to the top of the 7th. Rockers still lead by 7. 7-0 your score on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 7th, Rockers 7-0 lead over the Gastonia Honey Hunters. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up here. Lattimore, the pitcher spot. And Tyler Ladendorf, pitcher spot. The hitter will be Joe Johnson. Pinch hit options, Johnson, Johnson, Galino, and Xander Wheel today. So here is Quincy Lattimore, who's 0 for 3 with a run scored. And Zabaleta back out for the Honey Hunters and fires just down low to Lattimore, 1-0. Coming. And Lattimore hits it hard up the middle, a base hit. The Rocker left fielder has his first hit of the game. Leads off the 7th with the single. That is the 9th hit of the game for High Point. That will bring up Joe Johnson. Johnson on the season. We saw him as a pinch hitter yesterday, late in that game. On the year, he's 2 for 4. Zabaleta comes set. First pitch coming to Johnson. That's high and away. Rockers have somebody up in the bullpen. Let's look down there. It is Nathan Bates. We get later into the evening here on Monday night. Again, from all of us at the Rockers and the Rockers Baseball Network, happy Independence Day to you and yours. That pitch down low, 2-0. And again, a big thank you to Sam Robinson and the rest of the Gastonia Tech team for all their hard work, all the trial and error that's gone on over the last couple of weeks to make it possible for us to be able to use their video feed, be able to bring it to you on the Rockers YouTube page. So again, a big thank you to the Gastonia Tech team. Swing and a miss there. Johnson chased it, and the count 2-1. . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 Well, I think it's safe to say with Alfonso breaking the record tonight, he will be our pregame interview tomorrow. I was planning on getting Jamie Keefe to talk about the start of the second half, but I think priorities changed a little bit here with the performance of Alfonso tonight as Johnson fouls that off 2-2. Still nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Jerry Downs, by the way, finished the day 1 for 3. 2-2 coming from Zabaleta. The righty holds the set and delivers a zooming fastball. Stayed north, and the count goes full. 93 on the gun. Not a whole lot of 93 here in the Atlantic League. Payoff pitch coming to Johnson. And Zabaleta fires. Johnson swings, high fly ball into left center field. Going back on it is Rodriguez at the wall, makes the catch. Joe Johnson took it to the wall. But early Rodriguez took it from there. So one out here in the top of the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Tyler Ladendorf. Ladendorf 1 for 2 today. Has also scored a run. Adam Taylor in the on-deck circle. Here comes the pitch. Off speed, top of the zone. Called a strike by Nick Sempert. And the count 0-1. Zabaleta set at the belt. Lattimore takes his lead off of first. And Ladendorf fouls that one off. The count 0-2. Now for Quincy Lattimore, broke a little bit of an extended hitless streak. Went back a couple of games. That base hit just a few moments ago. O2 coming here to Ladendorf. Zabaleta holding the set, now fires. That's down low. Blocked up nicely by Holderbach. And the count 1-2. Hey, in the bottom of the 7th inning, got some fun 4th of July, this day in baseball history for you. It was originally going to be part of a pregame segment with Rockers general manager Christian Heimel yesterday, but due to all the pregame festivities, he had other obligations, and we weren't able to do it as a trivia segment, so we'll talk about it in the bottom of the 7th. Here's a 1-2 to Ladendorf, and he lofts this one foul, straight back and out of play. Seven runs on 9 hits for High Point, no runs on 3 hits for the Honey Hunters. After the Rockers starting pitching 2 days ago with Scalero, 5 1/3 no-hit innings, 5 innings and no-hit ball from Rollins yesterday. Sullivan gave up a hit the first batter he saw, but between he and John Hayes, only 3 hits allowed. That pitch down to Ladendorf, and the count 2-2. You start to see a few more fireworks going off. We're getting to the point of the day now where it makes a little more sense now. It's starting to get a little darker. Here's the pitch. Ladendorf again foul. Making contact a lot here off of Zabaleta, but only just. Part of a double steal earlier today, Quincy Lattimore swiped his 5th base of the year. Not a guy who's going to blow you away in terms of speed. Good for low double digits, low teens. And here comes another 2-2 to Ladendorf. Takes down in the dirt again. A nice block by Holderbach. Yeah, career high in stolen bases for Quincy Lattimore, 15 coming back in 2018. Stole 12 with the Rockers in 2019, stole 4 out of 5 last year, and is now 5 out of 5 this year. This has been a battle of an at-bat for Ladendorf. Pitch number 8 coming. It is a payoff pitch. Zabaleta fastball fouled off again. Ladendorf is giving Ezekiel Zabaleta everything that he can handle and then some. It's a close game early on. Rockers have slowly started to distance themselves from the Honey Hunters. Another payoff pitch coming. It's a fastball. Ladendorf swings, lines it into center field. Rodriguez there, though, covers a lot of ground out there. And that is the second out of the inning. A long battle eventually won by the pitcher. And that'll bring up Adam Taylor now. Again, Nathan Bates will be coming in to pitch the bottom of the 7th for High Point. After 4 shutout innings from Liam O'Sullivan, 2 shutout innings from John Hayes. Zabaleta set. First pitch of the at-bat coming. Taylor takes fastball low. Taylor today 0 for 2, also a sacrifice fly. Comes a 1-0. It's a fastball. That's down low. The count 2-0. Zabaleta's fastball sitting 93, 92, 94 in that general range. Showing it off a lot. And again, that's a fastball speed you don't see out of a lot of guys here in the Atlantic League. A lot of guys sit upper 80s, but bring him in after Jerry Keel. It's quite the adjustment hitters have to make. Here's the 2-0. Taylor just a bit late on it, 2-1. Even after that little brief rain shower we had earlier today, you can tell it is a warm night at the ballpark. See a lot of people fanning themselves off with whatever they have handy. Here's a 2-1 to Taylor, and he chases what would have been ball 3 down low. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes now to the Rockers right fielder. Second half of the season starts tomorrow. Everybody's 0-0, and 8 teams battle for 2 playoff spots. As Southern Maryland and Gastonia, the only 2 that know they're in. Here's the 2-2 to Taylor. And he swings and fouls that one off. At the plate, looked like it might have got a piece of Holderbach, but doesn't look any worse for wear. And the count remains 2-2. We'll be back here tomorrow, game 2 of the series, game 1 of the second half. It will be Nick Evangelista against Riley Hovis at 6:15. We'll be on air at 5:50. That is 5:50 on the Rockers pregame show on MixLR. YouTube will join a little bit later. 2-2 to Taylor outside. Count goes full. Dakota Mulcahy in the on-deck circle. What a day that Dakota is having. His first multi-hit game as a pro. Came into today 1 for 19. It's 2 for 2. Payoff pitch coming to Taylor. Off speed, hit on the ground to second. Lattimore had to jump over it. Rosa, though, make the play onto first base, no problem. That'll do it for the Rockers in the 7th. It is stretch time here at Caramont Health Park. Rockers lead the Honey Hunters 7-0 as we are in the waning innings of the first half. Just 2.5 innings to go before the end of half number 1. Rockers look to finish it out strong. Nathan Bates on for the 7th inning next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Nathan Bates comes in relief for the Rockers after John Hayes 2 shutout innings, striking out 1 and walking 1. And they'll turn it over, as I just mentioned, to Nathan Bates. No record, 3.97 the ERA, 11 appearances this year. He's walked 4, he's struck out 13, and opponents hitting .311 against him. So Nathan Bates will face 4, 5, and 6. That is Zach Jarrett, Luis Roman, and Reese Hampton. So with Zach Jarrett coming up, who is 1 for 2 today with the double, time to take a look at this day in baseball history. How about this one? I did a little extra reading on this because I was so intrigued by it. Also, just a heads up, there is a right-hander in the bullpen for Gastonia, and I believe it to be Sam Bordner, who is tied with Mackenzie Mills, most wins in Rockers history. Tied with, let's try that again. I'm multitasking and it doesn't come out nicely. Tied with Mackenzie Mills, most wins in the Atlantic League this year with 8. There we go. 1-0 coming to Zach Jarrett. There's a strike in the count, 1-1. 1 from Bates, firing the fastball in there today. That's fouled off. Nathan hitting 93 there. All right, beginning this day in baseball history, 1905. Rube Waddell and Cy Young, a 20-inning game. Both pitchers go the distance. The A's beat Boston 4-2. But get this, that pitch misses outside, the count 2-2. Catcher Ossie Schreckengast caught both ends of that doubleheader, 28 innings behind the plate. 4th of July game. That is the record for most innings caught in a single day by a catcher. That pitch, a swing and a miss. Down goes Zach Jarrett for out number 1 here in the 7th. Also in 1939, it was Lou Gehrig Day. His number was retired, the first major league number to ever be retired. This, of course, was the luckiest man speech that he gave. Unfortunately, he passed away 2 years later. How about this one? This is a fun one. 1980, Nolan Ryan strikes out Cesar Geronimo for his 3,000th career strikeout. And what makes that even more interesting is that ground ball hit on the ground to second, backhanded by Ladendorf, on to first in time, out number 2. And that'll bring up Reese Hampton. What makes that all the more interesting, Cesar Geronimo, a few years earlier, was the 3,000th strikeout of Bob Gibson as well. So perhaps a little bit of bad luck there, but something Geronimo maybe doesn't want to be remembered for is being not one, but 300th or 3,000th strikeout victim. 1985, a marathon game between the Mets and the Braves, a 6-hour, twice delayed by rain, 19-inning affair that the Mets win 16-13. Ends at 3:55 a.m. on July the 5th. That pitch, a strike, the count 0-1. But because the Braves management had promised post-game fireworks, they felt like they needed to honor that obligation. And so at 4:01, they sent off fireworks. That pitch missed down low, the count 1-1. And there were actually citizens of Atlanta calling the police department, thinking they had been under attack when it was really just post-game fireworks. It was just a victim of bad situation. Bad circumstances. That pitch fouled off in the count 1-2. Keith Hernandez actually hit for the cycle in that game for the Mets, but was quickly overshadowed in history because of just simply the odd and bizarre nature the game took on as it kept getting later and later that night. And as that pitch fouled off, the count remains 1-2. See, baseball has a weird side to it. Here comes a 1-2. Bates fires that fastball, swing and a 96. Nathan Bates Strike three, and we go to the top of the 8th inning. Rockers lead it 7-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Gastonia goes to the bullpen. Ezekiel Zabaleta is done. Win the inning in 2/3, gave up 2 runs, both of them earned. 3 hits, and gave up 1 home run. That, of course, the 3-run shot to Jay Gonzalez. It is Sam Bordner now. We mentioned a little bit ago, Sam Bordner leading the Atlantic League, or tied for the league lead in victories this year with Mackenzie Mills. So Bordner's numbers on the year, 8-4, 2.97 the ERA. This is his 29th appearance. That's one thing about Goose Gazzo. He will use the bullpen with regularity. In fact, there are 1, 2, 3 relievers who have been used 28 or more this year for Gastonia. Also for Bordner, 9 walks, 28 strikeouts, opponents hitting .255 against him. He will be facing 8-9-1, Mulcahy, Alfonso, and Gonzalez. So here is Dakota Mulcahy leading off 2 for 2. Okay, digs into that left-handed box. 7-0 Rockers in the top of the 8th inning as they look to close things out here in the first half. That pitch down low to Mulcahy gets away from Holderbach, and the count 1-0. This would be, if the Rockers able to get the final 6 defensive outs of the game, their first win against Gastonia this year. The Honey Hunters swept High Point in both of their first 2 series this season. Comes a 1-0 from Bordner. Fastball. Mulcahy pops this one up foul territory. Roman crossing over. Still going to be a long run. Still going. Makes a nice catch. That ball kept drifting on Roman, and he kept chasing it. Heads up play there. A good play. And that's the first out of the inning. Here is Giovanni Alfonso, 2 for 3 today. At number 2, again, the record-breaking base hit for Giovanni Alfonso. Here comes the first pitch to the Rocker shortstop. Bordner fires, fastball low. Brought the batting average up to .319. Here comes a 1-0. Chases that one down on the count. You know, a lot of players will tell you that loud noises or hearing the fans won't doesn't normally get in the way or just them when they're in the heat of the battle, if you will. But I do wonder, on nights like tonight, surely the jolting of the fireworks to get their attention. I always wonder whether or not that kind of throws them off of their concentration just for a moment as Alfonso chases the high and tight fastball, and the count 1-2. Set 1-2 on the way to Alfonso. The righty fires. Alfonso grounds this one weakly towards third base. It'll be a tough play handed by Roman, and a nice throw. Luis Roman, a good play on the Rocker shortstop. He's made two good plays in a row here in the 8th inning. I think Alfonso might have thought that ball might have clipped him on the foot or something first. He kind of seemed to hesitate going down the first baseline, but no argument from him. Now there's 2 outs, and the batter is Jay Gonzalez. Gonzalez 2 for 4, has driven in 5 runs, including a 3-run home run earlier. Here's the pitch, fastball low. Jay Gonzalez wipes something out of his eye. We've seen a couple of times this year players will get a little kick up of the rubber pellets that make up an artificial turf field. 1-0 coming to Bordner, or from Bordner to Gonzalez. Fastball low with the count 2-0. Well, with their 7 runs today, High Point has already surpassed their offensive output the last 2 games combined, where they scored 5. That pitch low to Gonzalez, and the count 3-0. Barring something crazy, Rockers are in good shape to finish the first half on a winning note. Bullpen quiet, so Nathan Bates looking like he's going to go 2 innings, as did John Hayes. Fastball to Gonzalez, and that misses inside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk here in the 8th inning. That brings up Michael Martinez, who's 0 for 4. Nathan Bates, though, going back to that, 11 pitches, 8 of them for strikes in the first half, or in his first inning. So I think with that, and with Jamie Keith realizing that he can make today an off day for as many guys as he possibly can out of the bullpen, and take advantage of that. There's a strike. And the count 0-1. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bates pitch the 8th inning, and I would guess William Kerwin in the 9th. Base's old squad. There's an 0-1. That's down low to Martinez, and the count 1-1. Gonzalez takes his lead off from first base. We'll see if they run with Gonzalez. He is now 2nd on the team actively in stolen bases. Martinez fouls that off. Count 1-2. Active leader is now Ben Aklinski. Of course, Johnny Field is the leader this year with 10. But actively, that title falls to Aklinski, who did not make the trip today. So he is presumably getting a day off after slamming into the wall yesterday, going after a ball that ended up being the 3-run home run from Alex Crosby. 1-2 coming to Martinez. That's down low. Good block there by Holderbach, and that's going to hold Jay Gonzalez over there at first base. The big thing we hope is that Aklinski ends up just being a little bit bruised up and needed a day or two. And like I said, it's okay if even it takes him 2 or 3 games before he's ready to play again. Just hope it's not anything more serious than that. And you'll get to put his bat back in the lineup before long. Martinez grounds this one up the middle. It will get through just past Jack Reinheimer into center field, a base hit. That is the Rockers' 10th hit of the ball game. Michael Martinez has his first of the game. Brings up Logan Morrison now. Morrison 0 for 3, has also walked, stolen a base, and scored. Every Rocker except for Adam Taylor has reached base today, and that's a little misleading because, well, one, Adam Taylor has a sacrifice fly, and two, he hit one absolutely on the screws, was robbed of a base hit. A diving play by Jack Reinheimer. First pitch to Logan Morrison misses low. He's not been seeing a lot of good pitches to hit recently, is Morrison. Bordner gets the sign, ready to deliver the 1-0 to Morrison. He holds the set, looks back at Gonzalez, now fires a fastball in there for a strike. That hit at 92 miles an hour. We're seeing a lot of heat from the back ends of both of these bullpens right now. Zabaleta, 93, 94 range. Bordner, 92, and that last strike 3 call for Nathan Bates on the gun that relays to the scoreboard said 96. There's the 1-1 to Morrison. A big swing on the high fastball, comes up empty though, and the count goes to 1-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Rockers lead 7-0. Logan Morrison down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bordner set, 1-2 on the way. Logan Morrison fouls that one. Yet another ball fouled off of a Rocker leg. Morrison seems a little frustrated that he didn't barrel that one up. Actually, he has kind of given that impression the last 2 pitches. Quincy Lattimore in the on-deck circle. Again, this game doesn't have a whole lot of standing for either one of these teams. Gastonia already in the playoffs. High Point finished second in the first half no matter what happens here today. We're going to get a little bit of momentum to go into half number 2. Fastball to Morrison low, and it's 2-2. The other big thing when you think about the fact that these two teams will play 24 times in the second half, I expect them to be some very tightly contested games. These are the kind of games where the Rockers should really be able to do a little bit of damage, or maybe not should be able to do damage, but they're going to have to head-to-head make a lot of inroads here in the standings. That pitch fouled off. The count remains 2-2. Simply put, one opponent makes up about a third of your schedule, as Gastonia will in the second half. You got to find a way to be successful against that team. You'll have opportunities to do it for sure. Another 2-2 coming to Morrison. Bordner holds the set, looks back at Gonzalez, now fires curveball. Morrison swings, high fly ball deep into right field. Jake Skoll going back, slowing down at the track though, and makes the catch. A high fly ball from Logan Morrison, but just didn't quite get enough of it. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Rockers lead at 7-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th inning. Rockers with a 7-0 lead. Nathan Bates back out on the mound. He will face the bottom three in the lineup: Skoll, Castro, and Holderbach. Jake Skoll today 0 for 2. In fact, the bottom four in this lineup for Gastonia, they currently are a combined 1 for 10. Let's see what kind of heat Nathan Bates puts on the fastball here this inning. Starts off speed, and that's fouled off by Skoll. And the count 0-1. Been doing in the Gastonia bullpen. Bordner probably pitches the ninth, and the Rockers will go to one more reliever in the bottom of the 9th inning. You would expect is kind of the game plan right now. Here comes an 0-1. High and away the fastball there from Nathan Bates. The count 1 ball, 1 strike. Now as it is starting to get dark, I would say the sky a very dark blue right now. If you look off to the left side over the left field foul area, you see some very deep reds and oranges in the sky, but just very, very dark. It's almost like they're being covered by a blue film. So they're off in the distance and everything else around them blue. But all that being said, you are starting to see a little more in the fireworks department here. There's a big one coming up on the left. Here's the 1-2 to Skoll, outside 2-2. That pitch swung on, high fly ball deep into left field. Lattimore can only watch. It's off the top of the wall. It's going to be a double for Jake Skoll. Second extra base hit for the Honey Hunters tonight. Skoll almost an opposite field home run over the 304-foot wall. Castro 1 for 2. Castro digs into the right-handed box. Again, one last reminder, the jerseys the Rockers wearing tonight are available and up for auction on the Live Source app as that pitch fouled off back to the screen. And the count is 0-1. Go to the Live Source website or download the Live Source app. It is free to download. And place your bid for one of the Rockers uniforms that they have been wearing all of this Independence Day weekend. Bidding goes through 7 Eastern tomorrow night. As that curveball will hit Castro, he'll head down to first base. I'm going to bring up Alex Holderbach. But again, 7 Eastern tomorrow is the cutoff for the bids. Proceeds go to Triad Honor Flight. Holderbach steps into that right-handed box. Runners on second and first with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rockers 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors, no runs on 4 hits, and 1 error for the Honey Hunters. Rockers lost the first 6 games to Gastonia. As that pitch to Holderbach, a strike, and the count 0-1. Bates set. Here comes 0-1. That's fouled back, and the count 0-2. Now, I think we will be dealing with the chorus of firecrackers through the remainder of the night. But you know, they are coming up over the tree line over in left field, so fans down here the first base side are treated to 2 shows for the price of 1. You get to see baseball and the fireworks during the game. Bates set, another 0-2 on the way. looping curve, tried to get Holderbach to chase, did not. And the count goes 1-2. Here comes a 1-2. Bates trying to keep this inning from turning ugly. Hit on the ground to Logan Morrison at first. He'll go to second for one. The relay to first base is not quite in time. The Rockers get one. Runners at the corners for Gastonia now. Skoll heads to third. Cast out 3-6. And Holderbach is aboard. So runners at the corners for Hurley Rodriguez now, who is 1 for 3. Rockers will give up the run for the out. Bates holds the set. Fastball, grounded foul. Comes the 0-1. Bates fires. That's hit on the ground to Ladendorf. Could be two. It'll be a tough turn. To second for one. The relay to first base, not quite in time. And so Gastonia gets on the board here in the 8th inning. That was going to be a tough turn for the Rockers. It was a slow rolling ground ball. And they just weren't able to get it turned quick enough. So Skoll scores. Rodriguez does get a run batted in. That is his 17th. And that'll bring up Jack Reinheimer now. First pitch, swing and a miss. Reinheimer late on that one. And the count 0-1. Bates comes set. Here comes the pitch. That's a fastball away. And the count 1-1 strike. See an ambulance going by up on the other side of the railroad tracks. Certainly hope everybody is okay. And for those of you watching or listening today, obviously, we want to reiterate, we hope while you are having a fantastic Independence Day, we hope you are having a safe Independence Day as well. And a pitch down and away. And the count 2-1. Runner at first base with 2 outs. Bates holds the set, 2-1 on the way. Fastball down and away. He's gone with that fastball a couple of times, but starting to miss a little bit is Nathan Bates. 27 pitches, 18 of them for strikes. Still, though, a comfortable 6-run lead for the Rockers in the bottom of the 8th. Comes the 3-1, hit on the ground to third. Charging in on it, Martinez. The throw to first will retire Reinheimer by a step. And that's it for Gastonia in the 8th inning. We head to the 9th. Rockers with a 7-1 lead on the Rockers Baseball Network. some changes being made by Gastonia, trying to make sure that we've got everything figured out here. So it looks like a double switch. As I'm trying to see here, it looks like, yeah, so in right field is Reese Hampton, who was the DH. It looks like Jake Skoll is in pitching. And it also looks like in left field, that looks like Sam Bordner out there. No, that's Zach Jarrett. Never mind. That is Zach Jarrett. So they brought in a position player to pitch in Jake Skoll, who comes in from right field. Hampton goes to right field. And here's Quincy Lattimore. Takes first pitch upstairs, and the count goes to 1-0. Lattimore 1 for 4 today. Jake Skoll, from a career pitching standpoint, well, Lattimore rips this one right back up the middle. Lattimore back-to-back at-bats with a base hit. Jake Skoll, though, as a pitcher, pitched 3 games last year, 2 2/3 scoreless innings. And in his pro career, which began in 2010, that was it for Jake Skoll until today. Mauro Gazzo wanting to take care of the rest of his bullpen. Rockers have a pinch hitter here for the pitcher spot. It'll be Xander Wheel. Xander Wheel, the Rockers leader in home runs and runs batted in. This is a guy I would love to see take advantage of this left field while the Rockers are here over the next 4 days. We will see if in fact they're able to do so, but I feel like Xander's a guy that could do it. Swings first pitch though, pops it up, foul territory right side. It'll get out of play. And the count 0-1. 17 home runs for Xander Wheel. He's also driven in 54. He's on pace to set records, both categories for High Point. In addition to that, as the 0-1 comes high, in addition to that, Xander Wheel trying to set new Rockers records. We may be seeing the Atlantic League record fall by the end of the year as well. Record is 48. Courtney Hawkins is on pace to tie that as Wheel fouls it off 1-2. Hawkins hit his 24th earlier today, and I think that today marks halfway. Then Courtney Hawkins double him up, and that's 24. We'll take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard here really quickly. Wheel swings, lines this one into right field. That'll get down a base hit. We'll kick around in the corner. Lattimore on his way to third base. Xander Wheel on his way to second. That'll be a double. They're sending Lattimore around home. Lattimore scores, and it is now an 8-1 game. The Rockers get the run back here in the top of the ninth. That is the 55th run batted in for Xander Wheel on that double. That's a good piece of hitting there for Xander Wheel. You're down in the count, 2 strikes. The pitch goes outside, and you just go with it. That'll bring up Tyler Ladendorf, 1 for 3. Genomes took game 1 of a doubleheader against Lexington today, 2-1 the final score. Lexington, though, returning the favor in game 2. They lead at 4-0 with an inning and a half to go. First pitch to Ladendorf, a strike. Lancaster beats York today, 3-1. Brooks Hall took a no-hitter into the 7th inning for the Barnstormers. Ladendorf takes a strike at the knees, count 0-2. Long Island about to put the finishing touches on a 4-0 win over Staten Island. And Southern Maryland leading Charleston 6-4 in the 8th. Ladendorf takes outside, and the count 1-2. Ladendorf swings at a high bouncer to third base. Roman bobbles the handle, can't get the throw off in time, and it's an infield base hit for Ladendorf. So 2 aboard and nobody out. Rockers have started this inning single, double, single. First pitch coming to Taylor. He swings deep down the right field side. Once again, Adam Taylor misses a home run simply because it's foul. Well, not a whole lot of... A pitch down low and the count 1-1. I've lost my word. Not a lot of drama. We'll go with that. Not a lot of drama left in this game. 7-run lead for the Rockers in the ninth. Feel pretty comfortable with it. That pitch down to Taylor, and the count 2-1. Rockers do have somebody up in the bullpen. We'll see if we can get a look down there and see. Here comes the pitch from Skoll. Taylor swings, high fly ball to left field. Going back on it is Jarrett. One hand on the wall, makes the catch. I thought for a moment Adam Taylor might have had an opposite field home run, but instead, that's out number 1, brings up Dakota Mulcahy. Rockers bullpen, trying to see down there. It is William Kerwin. We did think it was a possibility Kerwin would come in and face his old team, and it does look like that is the direction that Jamie Keefe is going to elect to go. Here's Dakota Mulcahy, 2 for 3. Rockers still runners at first and second, but now 1 out. Okay, takes first pitch low. There's a booming firework nearby. If I understood the announcement that was made over the last half inning, they're not doing a fireworks show tonight on the actual 4th of July, but they are doing one tomorrow. Seemed interesting to me, but hey, that's how it works. Here comes the 2-0. To Mulcahy. He swings and grounds it foul. Count 2-1. Skoll delivers. Mulcahy swings deep down the right field side and foul. Count 2-2. Well, I'll tell you what, if you count, obviously they don't count, but I count as in tally the home runs that the Rockers have hit just foul today. It's probably 4 or 5. There's a 2-2 to Mulcahy. That's up high. Count goes full. So everything resets tomorrow, and that's huge for a Rockers team whose offense looks like they came to play today, and they're hoping to come into tomorrow with the same intensity. Mulcahy pops it up, foul territory, long run for Roman. It gets out of play. Everybody starts at 0-0 tomorrow. Obviously, we're still tallying for overall record and such if it would be needed for any wild card scenarios, but in terms of the next 2 playoff spots, we start over tomorrow. Nick Evangelista going for the Rockers against Riley Hovis. Mulcahy swings, gets under it, high fly ball center field. There is Rodriguez, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Brings up Giovanni Alfonso, 2 for 4 today. Again, first pitch tomorrow scheduled for 6:15. Rockers pregame show begins at 5:50 on MixLR. That is 550. YouTube stream will be about the for the broadcast on YouTube will be later, probably closer to 6:05, 6:10-ish. First pitch to Alfonso, he takes low. Well, looks like at the beginning of this inning, the Rockers were really going to get to Skoll. Gio grounds this one foul, 1-1. They did at first. Single, double, single. 1 run came in and scored. So they got the run back. Here comes the pitch. That's high from Skoll. 83, about as fast as you're going to see from the right-hander. A couple of fans starting to make their way towards the exits here. There's the 2-1. Alfonso takes low, and the count 3-1. A walk will load the bases for Jay Gonzalez, who's driven in 5. Record for most RBIs in a game in Rockers history is 6. There's So 3-1. Alfonso waves at the high fastball. The count goes full. That's 6 RBI day. A Richie Schaefer night. Here comes the 3-2. Alfonso swings, high fly ball, center field. Rodriguez drifting back, but he's got room. And that's the final out of the top of the ninth. The Rockers get the run back that they surrendered in the 8th inning. And they go to the top of the ninth, or the bottom of the ninth, looking to close out the game and the half, up by 7 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom 9, it is William Kerwin coming in here to replace Nathan Bates. 2 innings, 1 run. It was earned on 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. William Kerwin comes in for what will be his 3rd game as a Rocker. Has not given up a run in 2 innings. Overall this year, 1-0 with a 7.08 earned run average in 16 appearances, 15 walks, 13 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .310 against him. So Kerwin, this is not the first time he has faced Gastonia this year, but it is the first time doing it in a Rockers uniform. In fact, Kerwin on the year pitched an inning and a third against Gastonia with a couple of strikeouts. So coming into today, the Rockers had hit 3 home runs at Caramont Health Park in 5 home runs in 3 games rather. Now it is 6-4. Other side of things, though, High Point pitching has only allowed 20 home runs this year on the road, which is tied with the Honey Hunters for the fewest road home runs allowed. And, well, the Rockers have been able to keep Gastonia off of the board except for an RBI base hit from Hurley Rodriguez last inning. So Kerwin will face 3, 4, and 5. That is Joseph Rosa, Zach Jarrett, Luis Roman. Fastball, outside ball 1. Rockers back at home Wednesday and Thursday this week against Gastonia as part of a 7-game series between the 2 teams. 2 here, 2 at Truist Point, and 2 back at Gastonia. Off speed from Kerwin, a strike at the knees. So the 2 games coming up at Truist Point are Wednesday and Thursday. You can grab your tickets at highpointrockers.com. Kerwin set, and the 1-1 coming. Righty fires up and away, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Kerwin having to deal with the heart of this Gastonia lineup in the 9th inning, but a good 7-run cushion to do it in, or to do it with. That pitch low, 3-1 to Rosa. Fortunately, all those concerns about weather this evening, I mentioned rain around 9 or 10 o'clock, those concerns have dissipated. I mean, here we are at 9:30, and just 3 outs left in the ball game. 3 outs left in the half. Here comes the pitch. That's low, and Rosa works a walk. So a leadoff walk here to Joseph Rosa. And the batter, Zach Jarrett, 1 for 3 with a double. Zach Jarrett boosted the average to 262. That pitch a strike. And the count 0-1. This is kind of how it went down last year as well. The Rockers had a wraparound series against Gastonia Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. This one hit on the ground to second, could be two. Lattendorf to Alfonso for one. Throw to first base a little late. Alfonso didn't get enough on the throw. And ball that probably should have and could have been a double play, only one. Rosa out 4-6. And Jarrett is safe at first base with Luis Roman the batter. But anyways, all through that entire weekend, regardless of what time it was here, or what time of the day it was, we were hearing fireworks all day. And I if I remember correctly, one of those games, and maybe it was a Sunday game, I don't remember, one of them an earlier afternoon game, and Javik Blake and I just absolutely stunned and surprised, that pitch a strike to Roman, that we were hearing fireworks at 2:30 in the afternoon. Now, I will admit, I am not the most knowledgeable. My firework knowledge a little limited as far as when is a good time to do it. Maybe I'm missing something. That pitch is swing and a miss, and the count 0-2 to Roman. Maybe after a couple of beers, it doesn't matter what time you shoot your fireworks off. I don't know. Here comes an 0-2. Kerwin holds the set, now fires. Off speed, fouled up, and out of play, left field side, and the count remains 0-2. Roman waiting in that left-handed box as Kerwin set. Fires an 0-2. The righty delivers, fastball down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. One out here in the bottom of the ninth. Rockers looking to put the finishing touches on this one as Roman asks for time. Kerwin comes set, another 1-2 coming. The righty fires high and away. The count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Interesting, you look at team leaders at the midway point. Xander Wheel, 17 home runs. Xander Wheel, 55 RBIs. Ben Aklinski, the 289 average. That pitch inside. The count goes full to Roman. Johnny Field, 10 stolen bases. Wins, Justin Nicolino with 4. And remember, Justin has not been here in, a month plus. And considering the fact the Rockers are in second place, that just goes to show the way that it's been spread out in that category. There's the 2-2, swung on and fouled off. ERA, Rockers don't currently have a pitcher that qualifies based on number of innings pitched, so we'll just look at an active leader, and that would be Bryce Hensley's 2.10. Strikeouts, Ryan Dole, 36, and Chasen Bradford, 7 saves, which is not a whole lot, but it's on pace to break the single season record, which is currently 13. Rockers have not normally had one closer through the course of a season. 2-2 lined into right field. Adam Taylor comes in, makes the catch. And that's the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Reese Hampton 0 for 4. In 2019, Trevor Frank began the season as the closer. He notched 13 saves. The Rockers would turn it over, though, after Frank struggled a little bit and showed that he was a little more better suited in the middle or late inning relief role, and actually ended up doing a solid job in that capacity. And the Rockers would turn it over to former Atlanta Brave Ryan Kelly for the back half of the season. He was certainly serviceable in that role. It was a lot of fun to watch and talk to as well. But last year they started out with Preston Gainey and ended with Kyle Halbon. Fastball down low. Okay, couldn't find it. It was at his feet. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Rockers looking to put this one away, and it'll be their first win against Gastonia. It's also the first time this year, as long as it holds, that pitch low with a count 2-0. It will be the first time the Rockers have held Gastonia to fewer than 5 runs. The Honey Hunters have scored 5, 8, 8, 7, 6, and 9 against High Point this year. But right now, 8-1 with 1 out to go. 2-0 coming from Kerwin. Fastball hit on the ground, foul. Two and one to Hampton, who's taking a long little stroll, waiting outside the left-handed box. Now clambers back in. Rockers playing the left-handed, hitting Hampton to pull it a little bit. Not a crazy shift by the infield, but enough of one to notice. 2-1 from Kerwin. Off-speed swing and a miss. Good-looking pitch there. Hampton went fishing and came up empty. Here comes a 2-2. Kerwin holds the set and fires to Hampton low. Couldn't get him to chase. The count goes full. Payoff pitch to Hampton. If the inning extends, it is Jake Skoll on deck. Kerwin set. 3-2 on the way. Runner takes off for second. Fastball inside, ball 4. So Zach Jarrett heads to second base. And that brings up Jake Skoll, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Rockers still 1 out away. They lead by 7, so no real concern in that aspect. First pitch. And that misses ball 1. Here's the 1-0, fastball outside. Comes a 2-0, and Skoll takes a strike, and the count 2-1. Well, if the players are in fact able to block out the sound of the fireworks, I would not make a good player, because I find them distracting while we're in the middle of a ball game, being this close by. Here comes the 2-1. Little half swing from Skoll, and the Honey Hunters down to their final strike. Now, with that in mind, again, wish each and every one of you a very happy Independence Day. Hope you are celebrating and having a great time, staying safe at the same time. We hope to see you at the ballpark this week, Wednesday and Thursday. Rockers will be back home. Here comes a 2-2. Skoll grounds it foul, first base side, and the count remains 2-2. Skoll steps back into the left-hand box. Back foot is on the back line of the left-handed box. Here comes the 2-2 from Kerwin. Off-speed swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. Not just for the game, but for the half. The High Point Rockers finish it on a winning note as they take down the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Final score, Rockers 8, Honey Hunters 1. And with that, we have baseball in half number 2 coming up tomorrow. Also coming up, the Rockers post-game show after this break on the Rockers Baseball Network. 5th win. And the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs leading 7-4 over Charleston. They are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now you hand out a game ball for today, and it goes to Jay Gonzalez, 2 for 4 with 5 runs batted in today. Honorable mention, though, to Liam O'Sullivan, who looked good in his first start as a High Point Rocker. A big thing to take away from it today is the fact that this team is ending the first half with a lot of momentum. They look good, and you hope to see that continue as you go into half number 2. Speaking of half number 2, the Rockers send Nick Evangelista to the mound tomorrow. He'll be taking on Riley Hovis. Game 1 of 66, so then another sprint to the postseason. Second half postseason spots available, 1 each in both the North and South Division. So for the Rockers, they come into the second half on a pretty complete game today. Pitching was great, hitting was great, the defense was great as well. So this is a game I think you could not ask for a better game going into the second half. So as far as you're concerned as a High Point Rockers fan, even though this game didn't mean anything in terms of where you stand, this was a good game to end the half on. Rockers in the first half, 39 wins and 27 losses. Gastonia again wins the half, 44-21. They do have 1 game to make up with Staten Island at some point later on in the year if they in fact do decide to complete the game, but either way, they have won the South Division. Tomorrow, 6:15, the first pitch will be on air on the Rockers pregame show on MixLR at 5:50. It is free to download MixLR and search High Point Rockers Baseball. Again, 5:50, the time of the pregame show. YouTube will join a little bit shortly after. Well, that'll wrap everything up for us today. A big thank you again to everyone in the Rockers Media Department. A big thank you to Sam Robinson and the Gastonia Tech team for getting us hooked up, being able to go on YouTube here tonight as well. A big shout out to them for all their hard work. And I think that'll do it for tonight. Final score one last time. The High Point Rockers 8, the Gastonia Honey Hunters 1. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a rocking good night. This has been a presentation of High Point Rockers Baseball on the Rockers Baseball Network.